If an armor is impacted by a round, that round dwells on the surface of the armor, and the energy wave goes all the way to the back of the package and then comes all the way back to the front. And if the armor wins, then the bullet begins to expand, it begins to maybe deflagrate, and it begins to decelerate. As more fibers around it engage, it slams the brakes on it, continues to deform the round, kind of turns it into a mushroom, and that makes it easier and easier to stop. The slower and wider we can make it upon impact, the more likely it is to stop.
So a ballistic vest, or a bulletproof vest as it's colloquially known, is made up, generally speaking, of two components. You have a soft vest component. So this would be what you would normally see on, say, a police officer or a customs officer, and that's designed to provide protection against handgun rounds. The second component of a ballistic vest or a bulletproof vest is the rifle plate, and this is what you see behind me here. And this is the component that provides protection against higher threats. So in other words, if you're in a situation where there is a rifle that is being used in a threat situation. So let's take, for instance, an AK-47, the most used, most popular assault rifle in the world. A standard soft armor vest is not going to provide any protection to that. So what you need to do is you then need to provide an extra level or layer of protection, and this then is inserted in a pocket on the inside of your ballistic vest.
Dyneema is Greek for strong fiber. We're part of Avient and part of Avient Protective Materials. We're a Dutch invention, and we make the powder that you can see here, and from there we make the fiber that's hidden here, and then we sell rolls of Dyneema, and our customers make applications like helmets or vests or hard armor panels, and they even armor also vehicles. And what makes us unique is that we produce Dyneema on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. So our headquarters is in the Netherlands, that's also where we produce, but we also got a large production site in the US. And what's very important to emphasize is that you should always check what the source is of the fiber being used in your product and know what you buy. So who are your friends nowadays and who are the enemies? Yeah, that's a good question. That's an ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. And basically what you do, you stretch the fiber so much, that's where it gets its tenacity from, so the tensile strength. So to make an example, if you would need to pull a vehicle, you would need a steel that would be 15 times heavier than, for instance, your Dyneema. So it's a lot of weight saving.
When you're looking at body armor, you might hear about different types of material that armor is composed of. Soft armor and hard armor are two different things. We'll start off with soft armor. Some of the common things you're going to hear about are things like Kevlar and aramids. Those are typically yellow materials that are made out of a special type of chemical process. They're great at catching bullets and distributing energy. Another thing that you're going to see very often are things like polyethylenes, Dyneema, Spectra. Those are typically white. They're made out of an ultramolecular high-weight polyethylene. Think really strong plastic bag, something that's lightweight, thin, but can handle pretty much anything. At Safe Life, all of our armor is composed of a variety of those materials because we want to pull the very best out of everything that we possibly can. When you get over to something like hard armor, typically you're going to have polyethylenes that are pressed into a really hard plate, or you're going to have a ceramic plate. Those are very common. Ceramic is put up front. It's a very hard material that breaks up the round, and then you'll have things like those polyethylenes behind it to catch it. Every armor is made a little bit differently, but when you hear aramids or polyethylenes, that's the majority of what you're going to see. When you are storing your body armor, there are different methods for each manufacturer. Typically, you will be able to hang it up on a hanger, and you want to keep that out of direct sunlight, any chemicals, things like that, to preserve your care as much as possible. If you're looking at something like a Safe Life, it's much easier because our panels are self-structured. They can sit up like this. You can hang them up on a hanger or lay them flat. The only thing you want to avoid is sitting them in any sort of creased manner or setting heavy objects on them, and that's kind of standard for all armor as well.
There are a couple different options for plates. So if you're in the market, we have everything from ICW, which stands for in conjunction with, which means that It goes paired with soft armor, all the way up to standalone plates, which can stop a lot of threats and are available no matter what threat you're facing, essentially. But yeah, thank you for your time.
So, what is a ballistic shield? Most people, when they think of shields, think of riot shields that don't really stop any bullets. But ballistic shields are designed to stop bullets. And then there's another classification of rifle shields. Ballistic shields that can stop assault rifle bullets like this from a Kalashnikov or a sniper rifle or a AR-15 assault rifle. That's what this is. So not only is it better than a riot shield, better than a ballistic shield, it's a proper rifle shield. And one of the key things that you look for is weight. And actually, not only can it stop 1 or 2 or 3 bullets, but can it stop many bullets, and many bullets that are close to the edge. Because after all, what you're looking for in a ballistic shield is the ability to stop as many rifle rounds as possible, with as much protection as possible.
And a lot of it comes down to how it's taken care of. Okay? So what we would do is when we supply a rifle plate or a vest or a carrier, we issue a set of user instructions and care instructions. And it's very basic. Hang the vest up. Don't leave it crumpled up on the floor. Your hard armor inserts, don't drop them. Don't put them down flat on a hard surface. They've got to stay in the vest or in the carrier, preferably hung up. If you look after them, they will look after you. If you follow all of those steps, you could have a shelf life or an in-use life anywhere from 5 years to 10 years. If you don't take care of it, that could be considerably less. Of course, the one thing that needs to be mentioned, and that is very important to remember, is if it gets shot, so if you get shot wearing one of the plates, of course that plate does need to be replaced. It can't be reused. But of course they do provide protection from multiple rounds. But that would then need to be replaced once it's been used.
So for the body armor industry, it's all about clothing, but also for backpacks and all the surroundings you need. Laser cutting is for several different materials, but here we are showing the textile cutting. So it's very good for body armor stuff like vests, but also belts and different things. It's not only cutting, it's also engraving. So you could have nice logos or names and things like that.